done that. All right. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Okay. So this is DefiPass. This is DefiPass. Have you all seen? I'm sure we have all seen trade ideas like this. Like one was recently sent to the group this evening. Oh, please drop some one in the chat box if you are okay. Okay. So this trade idea was dropped this evening, and the cryptocurrency pair trading is BTC USD. The idea is currently pending. It's a buy idea, and then entry here, which is 66,200 is the entry. Invalidation here means stop loss. Yes. Then the exits. There are 3 exits here according to this trade. The first one is 68,650. The second one is 70,000. Exit 3 is 71,350. Exit is another meaning for TP. So which means if one is 68, 650, 3 is 61, sorry, 71, 350. So now let me go to Bybit. Okay. So first I'll talk about the settings on Bybit. There are 3 segments here. There are 3 segments. The first segment is for perpetual trades. The second one is for futures, and the third one is for options. I hope you can all see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Please, you can see my screen. Please drop some 2. Okay. So, and you can see the 3 segments that I made. I'm going to be selecting them now. The first one is perpetual. Yes, that's what you're currently looking at. Then the second one is for futures. This is the interface now for futures, and the third one is for option. You can see that they look different. According to trade ideas that have been dropped on DefiPass, what we'll be needing is perpetual. So always make sure that perpetual is selected. Always make sure perpetual is selected. Now, before I go to the trade, how to take trade ideas, let me go to trade first. We'll go to trade first. And then, yes, so you can see this part where there's isolated. If you just registered your Bybit and you have not done any settings on it, you are probably going to be seeing cross where there's isolated here. Like mine is currently showing isolated because I've done my settings. You are probably going to be seeing something like this, cross. So always make sure you are using isolated. I've changed it back now, you can see. And then make sure that you're always starting with 10x. Like in front of the isolated or the cross, there is the leverage what's called parts where you can increase and reduce your leverage. Always make sure it starts with 10x. If I want to increase this to 20x, for example, it's possible to see. I can also increase it to 50, I can increase it to 100 as I want. But the best way as a beginner to start is to start with 10x. 10x, yes. It's not allowing me to change the settings first. That is what it was. So I'll just go back. Now, What again? Yes, always make sure that derivatives is selected at the down part of your screen. You can see there's one part for trade, which I just selected now. You get. If you come here, this is not the part that you need. The part that you need is derivative. So always make sure derivative is selected. Now I think that's settings. That's what needs to be set here. Now let's go to trade idea. The trade idea is spending. The status is spending. Then the currency pair we'll be trading is BTC USD. We're selling it. Sorry, we're buying. Sorry, pardon. Buying. Time frame is 15 minutes. Doesn't really matter since what we are doing here is copy and paste. The entry here is 66,200. The stop loss, of course, validation here is 65,550. And then the exit, which is also TP. TP1 is 8650. TP2 is 70,000. TP3 is 71,350. Now let's go back to Bybit. So if the idea is a pending order, it means that price is not at our entry yet. If it is pending order on Defipas, it means that it's not at our entry yet. So now the trade idea says that it is buy BTC USD at 66,200, and then the status says pending. It means we have to come here and use limit. But if the trade idea says it is active already, trade idea says active, it means that market price has gotten to our entry. So what you need to do is it's still best to still use limit. If you feel that the current what's it called price in the market is very close to your entry, you can enter immediately with market. Like using MetaTrader, if it's a pending order, we use buy limit or sell limit. But if the trade is active and it is within our entry zone, we use market execution. The same thing here. But it is always best to use limit here. So if you are going to be using market, you want to make sure that look at this price section by the right of my screen here. You can see it's fluctuating. There's 67,496 at the middle of the price section. There's a bold one there, 67,522. If you get that, please drop a 3 in the chat box. Okay. So our entry is 66,200. And looking at price right now, current market price is 67,447. It is close, but it is not where we want it to be yet. So should you enter immediately with market, you might not be making up to what you should make, providing that you are not entering at the right price, with the right price. Now, I will explain that later on when we get to the risk management part. So always make sure to use limits. Always make sure to use limits. Now, after limit is selected, there's a box asking for order price, which I just selected order price. So I'll go ahead and enter. That box is for entry price. So I'll go ahead and enter my entry. The entry is 66,200. After doing that, there's yes, I forgot to mention something in the settings. The order value here this place that is currently showing order value. You see, if you registered newly, I think what should show, or the default setting should be order by quantity. It should be order by quantity. You don't want to use that. You are going to be using this. You are going to be using something like lot size, like the way you use lot size on MetaTrader, like 0.0001, 0.001, and stuff like that. But the easiest way to go about it is to use order by value. So that's what I'll be advising. Use order by value. So now it's asking for order value. Now, from beginning, okay, you don't get. Okay, please where please. Hello. Order value. Okay. So I said that this settings now, my current settings now is to enter the size of the trade. This order value part is where you enter the size of the trade. Like in MetaTrader, that's where we use lot size. So yeah, the default setting would have been order by quantity. Let me change it to order by quantity. Yes. So if I forgot, I missed the part. I'll go back there. Now we are trading BTC US. Now this is asking me now to enter the quantity of BTC USD that I would like to trade. Now, should I put one here? You all know what one means, like you using lot size of one using MetaTrader. That means you are using a big lot size. Depends on the size of your account. Now let's go to the minimum. Like minimum on MetaTrader is 0.01, but here you still have the advantage of using 0.001. See, but it's advisable to use the other settings, the other way of entering your order size, which is order by value instead of order by quantity, order by value, order by value. So if what you are using is order by value of USD, now 100 here possibly. Below this, there's a cost. Is you can all see what I'm talking about. You can all see what I'm talking about. Below this, there's cost. Cost is currently showing 6.668. You can see this place drop before in the chart box. Before the chart box. Oh. Who else cannot hear me? Who else cannot hear me?
We can hear you. You just cracked a little for some seconds.
Okay. So let me start from selecting the pair again, which I did not do the first time. Now the trade idea says buy BTC USD. Now I'll come to this part below charts, below charts that is showing BTC, currently showing BTC USD. That's where you select the currency. It's the BTC USD that is selected here, but I should still show you how to select it. So whatever is here, just come here and click on the search box here. You can use that to search out the pair, your preferred pair, the currency pair that you're willing to trade. I think there's something wrong with my network. Ordinarily, yes, but it's good now. So BTC USDT, I have some options here. My network. Let me go back. BTC USD. BTC USD. Yes. Now you can see that there are options here. The first one, the first BTC USDT here has USDT perpetual, and one has spot. The third one is BTC USDC. What we really want here, anytime you select any cryptocurrency pair, so anytime you search for any cryptocurrency pair, make sure you are choosing the one that has USDT perpetual, which is the first one. You can see, right? So I'm going to be selecting the one with USDT perpetual. Then after that, I'll go to trade. That's the trade front of chart, not the one at the bottom of the screen. The one in front of chart. Yes. Then I'll make sure that my margin settings is isolated. Now also make sure that I'm starting with 10x. Then whether to use market execution or limit execution, or limit, it depends on the current price in the market. Depends on the current price in the market. But it's best to always use you have to use market. You have to only use market when price is at the entry given in the trade idea. Now, trade idea, the entry is 62,200. Now, if you check the right part of the screen here, there's a price section in the middle of bid price, and there's a price here. The price here, the current price in the market now is 67,532. 67,532, which means that price has not gotten to our entry yet, or it has probably gotten there and left. And the trade idea still shows that still for the entry. It means that you have to use limits. It means you have to use limits. Now, if I select if I select market, it means that the trade idea is active and is within entry. I wouldn't need to enter entry price again. I wouldn't need to enter entry price again. And it's not asking for it. It's only asking to ask for order price. According to the entry, order price means the entry price. The entry says buy at 62,200. Sorry, 66,200. So I'm going to be inputting my entry price here, 66,200. Now, the next part is your order value, the size of the BTC USD you are willing to trade. Now, it is either your default settings here comes as order by quantity. Order by quantity. If you're using order by quantity, it's using something similar to lot size, like we do in MetaTrader. But it's best to use order by value. So I'll be changing the settings now back to order by value. How do I do that? I'll be clicking on this part that is showing BTC. Then, like you can see here now, the first option says order by quantity. The other one says order by value. I'll be selecting order by value. Then I'll click on confirm. So please, you all get it to that point now. Okay, if you get it to that point, then using a, let me call it a jargon, using a jargon here. Now, there's something I like to call standard order value. Standard order value. Standard order value. If I want to start writing now, I want to write that part down. Standard order value. The reason why I called it jargon is because I was the one that came up with that. can't go online now or meet other people and ask them what's standard order value, and they'll be giving you the same, what's it called, the same explanation or the same meaning to what I'm going to be giving you now. So my own standard order value is 100. You can also have your own standard order value later on, but let's start with 100 first. Now, standard order value here is 100. You put that first. Then you check your cost. Cost is below USDT. Cost is below USDT here. No, it's below the order price section. Yes, let me use it that way. Like my current cost there is showing 6.68. Can you also see that? 6.68. Okay. Please signify by dropping the 5 in the chat box if you get to that point. If you can see that the cost here is 6.68 and it's under standard order value. Okay. Okay, let me go on. The next part is to input your TP and Excel. Below the cost, you can see the plus sign with TP and Excel in front of the plus sign. So I'm going to be selecting it, yes, to be able to enter my take profit price and my stop loss price. Now, if you are a beginner in the forex space, it's better to choose. But for those of us that already have the forex idea and all that knowledge, you can decide based on your trading strategy which price is best for you. Also based on the risk reward. Now let's use TP1 now. Let's use TP1. The reason why I said for beginners always choose TP1 is most of the moment any trade idea on DeFibas gets to TP1, whether it goes back from there to stop loss or not, that have been regarded as win on DeFibas. So the moment they get to TP1, even if they have not got to TP3 and others, if they reverse from any point after it has hit TP1 and goes back to its stop loss, it means that the idea is a win. They usually regard them as win on DeFibas. Okay. So our advice for beginners to always choose TP1 until they have some other knowledge, until they can make decisions whether to wait until trade gets to TP2 and other TPs. Until they are able to do that, they should go with TP1. So I'm going to be choosing TP1 here. TP1 is 68,650 according to the trade idea. TP1 price is 68,650. And stop loss. If you notice anything there, there's the part that is showing expected profit of 2.45 USD. That's $2.45. Please, you can see to that point, please drop a 6 in the chat box. Okay. Now, what that means, the expected profit here. Number one is your order value. The order value, which is, for now, we are using the standard order value, which is 100. The one in front. The second thing that determines your expected profit or your expected loss are your stop loss price and your TP price. If I am to change this TP now to TP2, let's take note of the expected profit. I'm changing now back to TP2. TP2 is 70,000. You see that it has increased a little bit to 3.8000, right? To $3.8. If I'm to change it to TP3 now, 71,350. Now the expected profit has increased to $5.15, right? $5.15. Another thing that determines your expected loss and expected profit amount is your entry. We'll get to that later on. Stop loss price is 65,550. 65,550. Now let's see what's our expected loss. Expected loss is 0.6500. And we all see that expected loss is 0.6500. Now there's a part that I skipped. Please pardon me. Because we are buying, trade idea says buy. We have to use long. Long is the default settings here. Please, if you can all see long and short here, please drop a 7 in the chat. Okay. So somebody said the loss is not up to $1. Yes, that's correct. The loss is not up to $1. Even though the cost is showing the cost in front. I'm going to go back there now. I'll go back there now. So let me select VAR. Let me select it one VAR. So I'm changing the price to 68,650. So which gives us expected profit as 2.4. This means that we are going to be risking $0.65, which is 65 cents, to make $2.4, which means that we'll be making more than times 2. This is more than times 2, almost times 3 of whatever you are risking, even if you choose to one. When the TP price was at 71,350, the expected profit was showing $5. You saw it, which means you'll be making more than times 5, which means the risk to reward of this trade is more than 5 to 1. So now let me go back to cost. But before I go there, let me just explain what's happening here. We are going to be risking 0.65 to make $2.45. Now let me come back here to explain the reason why we are using 100 USD and the reason why your cost is below 100 USD. Now your cost shows 6.68, and what's actually here is 100 USDT. The reason why your cost is lower than your other value is because of the leverage, the advantage of the leverage tool on Bybit. Normally on MetaTrader, you want to take trade on BTC USD. Is there a way to risk less than $1? Is there a way to risk less than $1 to make $2.45 on MetaTrader? If yes, please drop your answer in the chat box. If no, drop your answer in the chat box as well. It is possible to use $0.6, that's 6 cents, to take a trade on MetaTrader on BTC USD. I can't see any response to that. Okay, I'm asking if you are familiar with Forex already or MetaTrader. Is it possible to use 6 cents, less than $1, to take a trade on MetaTrader, like on BTC USD? No. But because of the leverage tool on Bybit, like this 10x now, that's what this 10x does. It's going to actually reduce the 100 US, assuming this 10x is 1x now. Let's see what happens. If, let me change the settings back to 1x now. If it's 1x, there's 100 USDT here. Now look at your cost. Look at your cost. The cost is $66.23, right? The cost has increased. The cost has increased. Now, if you are going to be taking the trade this way, it means that you don't want to take advantage of leverage to here. And then it also means that you are isolating 66.23, that's $66.03 from your trading balance to take this trade. Like you are using it as a collateral. Something like that. That's the meaning of the isolated up here as well. So the cost here is shows you what is being isolated from your trading balance. Like look at the available balance below isolated and leverage 2. That is currently showing on my own screen $43,175, right? Demo account. So that's the available balance on this account. Now, this 66.23 as cost means that I am willing to isolate 66.23 for my traded balance to take this trade. Now, if I go back to the TP and stop loss area, I'll be clicking on this part that says TP XL partial position. I'm going to click it to go back to the TP and XL area. Now you can see I'll be putting, it means that I'll be isolating $66.23 in this trade. And what I'm still risking is still 0.65 dollars, which is 65 cents to make 2.45 what's it called, dollars. That's $2.45. Why not take advantage of the level? It means that if your account, if your trading balance is $100, for example, or your trading balance is $70, for example, and you are planning on using 66.23 on this trade. The moment you click on buy, the moment you are done with placing this trade, it means that this $66.23 will be removed from your $70 available balance. So what are you going to be having left? You are going to be having less than $4 in your available balance, which probably means you will not have funds to take other trades until this one is completed. So the fact that 66.23, you are isolating $66.23 here does not mean that's what you are actually risking. Does not mean that's what you'll be losing. Trade idea, like if trade goes against you and it's stop loss. Why not take advantage of leverage too? So it's best to start with 10x. Now I'm changing to the settings back to 10x. I think the network is a bit slow. Let's expand. Let me see. This network is slow. Just be patient. Let me retry. Let me try. Yes, okay. Now we are now back at 10x. Now take note of the cost. The cost has reduced to 6.68, right? the cost has reduced to 6.68. It means that in order to be able to take this trade, if I have $70 as my available, what's it called, as my available balance, all I need, or all that will be removed from my trade, from my available balance to be able to take this trade, is $6.68. Now, if I'm to take this trade this way, let me go back to my TP and stop loss. It means I'm still risking $0.65 to make $2.45. Now, let me just complete it. Let me complete it. We are buying, right? Since all parameters are set there, then I'll come here to complete by clicking on buy. Now, it will still ask you to confirm here. Then I'm going to click on confirm. Then so the trade idea has been submitted. Now, if you come to orders, below the buy and sell part, there's a part that current part that is selected, position, that has 0 in front of it. In front of it, there's orders with 3 in front of it. I'll come back to explain this later. Now, let me explain risk management first. Risk management. Now, the trade idea says buy BTC USD. Our settings is correct, and we are using limits, but price is not at our entry yet. So the price is, our entry price here is 66,200. I've selected limit. Then my standard order value is 100 as it is. I'm going to click on TP and stop loss. I'm going to click on TP and stop loss now. Our TP price. We are buying, so we are going to be selecting long, not short. We are selling, you use short. We are buying, you use long. TP price. We are using TP1, so TP1 is 68,650. Expected profit, that's what it is. Then expected loss. We need to enter our stop loss price. 65,550 to be able to know our expected loss. Now, the risk management here is maximizing this trade idea to its full potential according to your risk limit, to your risk percentage. You must have all at this that don't risk more than 5% or 3% of your account. Depends on the kind of trader that we are. Depends on our affordable risk amount. But according to the best risk, what's it called? Some use 1%. I think 3%, from 3% to 5% is still okay. So let's just assume that we are risking 5% of our account. Now, if your account size is $100, please help me drop in the chat box what 5% of your $100 will be. The amount, 5% of $100. Please drop in the chat box. Drop $100. Oh, 5. Okay. $5. Okay. So if yes, thank you. Amazing. So if what you tend to risk is 5% of your account, you should already know that from the beginning of the day. You should already know that from the beginning of the day that, oh, my starting balance is $100 today, and all I intend risking is 5%. And you would have calculated 5% of your account, which is 5, right? Now, multiply the 5 by your standard order value. Please, what is our standard order value? Please drop the answer in the chat box. $100. Our standard order value is 100. According to what we input in this place, 100, yes. So if it is 100, what you do is multiply your risk amount by the 100 by your order standard, by your standard order value, which is 100. My own standard order value is 100. Yours can change to 1,000 or whatever you decide using. But I think it's better to go with 100 now. So now multiply 100 by the risk amount. That gives you 500, right? So you should already know this 500 of today. Before you start trading, you would have checked you would have known your available balance, you would have calculated the 5%. If it is $100, it means the 5% is $5. Multiply the $5 by the standard order value, which is 100. That gives you 500, right? So if your starting capital is $120, your starting capital is $120, it means that your 5% will be $6, right? So from the beginning of the day, you will have done this calculation, your standard order value times multiplied by your risk amount for that day. Now, if your risk amount with $120, it means your risk amount is $6. It means you are multiplying 100 by 6, and that gives you 600. So you should already know this value of it from the beginning of the day already. Now, the moment you get to this point where this trade idea, like the what's it called, there, is showing your expected loss after entering your stop loss price. Now, what is our expected loss here? Expected loss here is 0.65, right? 0.65. So what you do is, you see that 500 or that 600 that has been calculated before you even started trading, which is your standard order value multiplied by your risk amount, which is this 100 now, multiplied by 5. If our starting balance is $100, which gives us 500. Now divide 500 by 0.65. Now let me go to my calculator and do it from here. $500 divided by 500 divided by what are we divided by, please? 0.65, which is our expected loss. 0.65, which is our expected loss. I hope you can all see my screen. 500 divided by our expected loss, which gives us 769.2307. Now let me go back to the trade idea. Let me go back to the trade idea. Sorry, to Bybit rather. Go back to Bybit. And then I'll come back to my standard order value and change it to the correct order value I am supposed to use if all I intend risking for this trade is $5. If you get me, please drop a 1 in the chat box. Now we got 769.2307 after doing that calculation, right? Now let's go back to the TP and Excel area. TP and Excel area. Now we are there. As you can see, what was initially here as expected loss was 0.65. Now it has increased to 7.1500. And then our expected profit has also increased to 26.9500. Notice that let's drop a 1 in the chart box. So what this simply means is that you remember that what you were going to make was just 2 points, $4 or thereabout. But now that you are risking more, since you can afford to risk up to $5, now that you are risking more, see that your expected profit has also increased. So the higher the risk, the higher the reward. Now, if you notice that this pin is not giving us 7.15 USD. It's not giving us exactly 5 points. It's not giving us exactly the $5 that we intended risking. Yes. So with this formula, and not only with this formula, we have also tried several formulas as well. We have not been able to get with BTC and Ethereum, I think both of them, we have not been able to get exactly what we intend risking. Like we intended risking $5 and what we got here is 7.1500. I don't know if this call can be extended at least with maybe 10 minutes so we can try taking another trade that is not BTC USD using this formula, and you see that it will give us a more precise, what's it called, answer, more precise answer, which is like a more precise risk amount. So this is, using that formula, it means this is what we can use. Then we click on confirm and then go ahead to complete this order. But before we do that, you notice that why the first time when our order value was 100 USD, see, you remember when we were using standard order value, the cost was just 6 points, something, was just $6 or thereabout. But now it has increased to $73. So it means that if your account size is just $100, you will not be able to even over leverage. For example, it means that this trade now, or this instruction you are giving to Bybit now, we isolate 73.58 from your $73.58 from your available balance and put it in this trade. And if this trade doesn't go your way, you only be losing, it doesn't go your way, you only be losing $7.15, or you only be risking $7.15. If it goes your way, means you'll be making $26.95. Do you get? So now it means that you will not even be able to use more than 5% of your account. For example, if your account size allows you to do more than that, you'll be able to do it. But if you are using an $100 account, it's possible to still add to this order value, which reduces your available balance. If your available balance was 100 USD and this trade will be needing some $3, it means you'll be left with just about $26. Are you going to, now tell me, are you still going to be able to take this size of trade? The remaining $26. Just drop your answer in the chat box, yes or no. The available balance is $26. Because if you have $100 here now, yes, you have $100 here now, and then we are going to be isolating some $3 in this trade, and you'll be left with $26 after taking this trade. It definitely means you will not be able to take this amount of trade again, this size of trade again, right? So let me complete this now. Take note of the available balance. The available balance of my account currently is 43,175. For my demo account is 43,175.66. Let's ignore that for now. Okay. Now, after placing this trade, let's see if the $73.58 will be deducted from my trading balance or not. I'll click on buy now to complete it, since we are buying. Now let me refresh. Please, if you notice that the available balance changed from 43,175 to $43,095, please drop a 7 in the chat box. Okay. So you already understand the meaning of isolated. Understand the meaning of isolated now. And then if you understand that the amount you're isolating here is not the amount you are going to lose, please drop a 1 in the chat box. Yes, I want to make sure we all understand that. Okay. Now, for some of us that don't like using stop loss, if we don't use stop loss, provided that we are copying our trade ideas from Deficas, I think with my experience here, I think it's better to always use stop loss. Because the moment you don't use stop loss and the trade idea starts going against you, start going against us, it simply means that by the time we'll be in drawdown, goes against us. If it gets to the $7 that we are actually risking for this trade now, by the time it gets to the $7, we will be in a bigger drawdown than expected. And according to trade idea, the moment the moment price gets to our stop loss, it means that the trade idea has been validated. So why not always use your stop loss? And if it keeps going against you, we said we're only isolating $73, $73.58 in this trade. If it keeps going against you, it means it will keep, like, the drawdown will increase. The moment the drawdown gets to $73.58, the trade idea will be closed automatically. And then the 73, so what it means there is that what you intend losing without using stop loss is the whole $73.58 that you are risking on this trade, that you intend, sorry, not that you are risking, that has been isolated on this trade. If you use stop loss, whatever your expected loss shows is what you are risking. But if you don't use stop loss, it means you are risking the whole $73.58. Do you understand? So if you have a trade idea, even if it's not Deficas, that does not have stop loss, it's advisable, if you are an experienced trader, look for stop loss and put stop loss. If you are not an experienced trader yet, it's better to just leave such trade ideas. Do you understand? Because if on Meta, like for example, MetaTrader, if there's stop loss, you can be risking $5. If there's no stop loss, what it means there is that the whole money in your account, your total available balance is at risk. Do you understand? It means your total available balance is at risk. So, but here, the amount that is at risk is just the one that is being isolated in the trade. Please, if you all got my explanation up to that point, please signify by putting a 3 in the chat box. If you all got that stop loss is very important using Bybit, please drop a 3 chat box. Yes. Okay. So with this Bybit is very simple to use, very, very simple to use, and it doesn't take time. The reason why we have spent this much time is because we are trying to make sure that everybody really understands all the parts, the risk management part, the essence of limit, market, the essence of using isolated, how leverage works. That's why we took this much time. Normally, if I'm going to, or if anyone is going to take copy and paste this trade, like the trades on DeFi or any other platform on Bybit, it shouldn't take you up to 1 minute, provided that you already know what you are going there to do. Do you understand? So let's try and take another trade on, let's take trade on another, let's take trade on Deficas using another trade idea. Let's see how fast you'll be able to do that. So now let's take this trade on. Please, if you can see my screen, this trade idea is for what are we buying? You can see that we are buying here. So what are we buying? What cryptocurrency pair are we buying? Please drop the answer in the chat box. But the other time we bought BTC USD. The other time we bought BTC USD. Now what are we buying according to this trade idea? Please drop your answers in the chat box. You can see my screen. Yes. XVX USDT. Now our entry is, we have two entries here. The first entry is 12.87. The second entry is 12.71. Our stop loss is 12.51. Then we have three, what is it called here? We have three TPs here. The exits represent TP. Now TP1 is 13.159. TP2 is 13.554. TP3 is 14.195. Now let me go back to Bybit. Is it buy? Let us assume that this trade idea, the other one that we checked on BTC, the status was pending, but now on XBS USD means it is a win already, right? But let's just pretend as if it is pending. Let's pretend as if it is pending. Let's go to Bybit. Of course, I want to make sure that out of these three segments up here at the upper part of my screen, I'm selecting perpetual. I also want to make sure, I'll go to the bottom part of my screen. I want to make sure that derivative is selected. Yes. Then I'll go to, what do we intend doing? We intend buying, right? I'll click on buy. So that I buy, or I click on buy, or I select trade, the one in front of chart. Now, I'll go to the pair. I'll search out the pair now, XVX USDT. We are to always select the one with perpetual, one with USDT perpetual. That's what we have business with. If the trade ideas are coming from Defibras, do you understand? SVS USDT. Or if, of course, we are, I think we'll go to that later on in another class. There's more to the reason why we are selecting USDT perpetual. Now, SVS USDT, that's what is like the pair we are about to trade is what's showing on the screen now. Now we can go to trade or click on buy. Now we are pretending as if price has not gotten to our entry, which is 12.87. If you note that we have two entries here. Now, it is either you decide to choose one and risk all your 5% there, or choose two entries. There you get, and choose two entries and then split your risk amount. You know that in MetaTrader, if our risk management allows us to use 0.02, for example, it's either we use the 0.02 once or we split the 0.02 to 2. The same way here, if what you intend risking is $5, and then you, according to your trading style, you want to take take advantage of both entries, what you can do is calculate your risk management for 2.5, like your $5 now, split into 2, or you can decide which amount out of the $5 you are using that you intend risking for the first entry, and then the remaining for the other entry. But let's just treat this trade idea as if we're only selecting one entry. Now, if what we are selecting, the entry we are selecting is 12.87, 12.87, which is entry one, the first entry. Because it's pending order, we are using limits and not markets. Now, this is our entry price. What did I say was our standard order value? Please drop the answer in the chat box. What did I say was our standard order value? 100. Yes, thank you. 100. Now, the next part is to go to TP and stop loss. The one with plus sign behind TP and Excel. But before then, take note of the risk amount, the cost here. The cost is what? The cost here is $10, right? The cost is $10. If you notice something with BTC USD, when it was 100, the cost was not up to 100, right? It was below 100. But now with another pair, SVS USDT, the cost is like a portion of our 100 USDT divided by 10. You get if the 100 USDT in other value, this internal order value divided by 10, which relates with our what's it called, our 10x leverage that we're using there. The cost is a portion of the 100 divided in 10 places. Now, don't let that confuse you. Let's go to TP and Excel. Our TP1 is 13.159. As a beginner, stick to TP1. If you don't know how to decide whether to wait for TP2 or TP3 yet, stick to TP1. Now, stop loss is 12.51. So this trade idea, like the TP, the Excel, the entry with our standard order value, means that we are expecting, no, our expected loss in this trade is 2.7719. Then our expected profit is 2.2253. Now, if we are to calculate the risk, our risk management here, we'll see that this 2.7 is not up to our risk amount. This 2.7 is not up to our risk amount, right? Then, so what do you think we should do from here? What are we going to do from here? Let us assume that our available balance, our beginning trading balance for the day is 100. No, let's use 100 now. Let us use 200. Let us assume it is 200. Our available or our starting trading balance for the day is 200 USD. How much are we risking? If our risk percentage is 5%, it is $10, right? It's $10. And then from beginning of the day, we would have known that, oh, I'm to multiply the amount that I'm risking by our standard order value, which is 100. It gives us what? It gives us, please drop the answer in the chat box. I want to make sure we are all following. From beginning of the day, 1,000. Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir. So from beginning of the day, we already know that, oh, my risk amount for the day is $10. Now, you have to multiply the $10 by your standard order value, which is 100. That's what we are going with here, 100. Later on, when you are used to it, you can decide to change your standard order value to 1,000 or something else. But let's just use 100 for now. So 100 times 10 gives us 1,000. Now, what do we do from here? Our expected loss is 2.7719. We go to our calculator and divide 1,000. Divide the 1,000 by our expected loss, which is 2.7719. Please, if you get it to that point, drop a 1 in the chat box. Okay. Now let me explain it again. I said that from beginning of the day, we should always do some like a calculation. You should always calculate something before going ahead to trade for the day. First is check your available balance. If your available balance is, or your starting is $200, for example, and what you tend to risk in is 5% of your account, of your $200. Please drop the answer in the chat box. What is the 5% of your $200? 10. Okay. Now, multiply that 10 by the standard order value. But before you do that, what is standard order value? Remember that it's our jargon here. It's not something that is generally accepted. 100. Yes. The standard order value is 100. Now, multiply the standard order value by your risk amount for that is, which is $10. What do you get? Stop the answer in chat box. 1,000. Okay. Now, the 1,000. Oh, I have to enter our CP and stuff. The idea is buy, right? You're buying. The TP is 13.159, and then the stop loss is 12.151, right? So now the 1,000 that I got, divide it by your expected loss, which is the reason why I had to come back and take care of that. Now click 1,000, the one that you have already calculated. Oh, today I want to be dividing now 1,000 divided by the expected loss of this trade idea, which is 2.7719, gives us 360.763. Now, if you understand it up to this point, please drop your one chat box. If you understand it to this, or if you don't understand it to this point, please drop a 2 in the chat box. If you don't understand it to this point, drop a 2 chat box. Because this part is the most important part of risk management. I'm waiting. Please drop a 2 in the chat box. Okay. Okay. One means you understand. Okay. Now we got 360.763 here. Let's just go with 3.64. No, 6. Sorry, pardon me. 360.763. Let's go with that. So now I'll go to Bybit and change my standard order value. Remember that our standard order value was 100. Now I'm going to change the standard order value to what? Please drop the answer in the chat box. To what? I'm going to change the standard order value to what? Drop the answer in chat. Did you pay attention here? 360, yes, thank you. 360.763. After doing this, I want to be sure that what I'm risking, I want to be sure there's no mistake with calculation, and what I'm risking is what I think risky, if not accurately. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the TP and stop loss area. The TP and stop loss. Now, you see that this part is a little bit different from the way you see. Please drop your answer in the chat box. What is our expected loss now? What is our expected loss now? Please drop the answer in the chat box. Expected loss is what now? Now, not then. Now, check it now. No, we have changed the standard order value. Now that we have changed standard order value, what is our expected loss? What is our expected loss? No, no. Somebody else. Somebody else. What's our expected loss? 10. Yes, thank you. 10.0799 is our expected loss. 10 point, yes, yes. Please, if you can all see the expected loss area, and if you can all see that it is 10.0799, please drop a 7 with the chat box. Okay. Okay. There's just 1 7 here. Yes. Okay. Now let's go from there. Let's go from there. If I'm okay with risking $10 to make $8, I can go ahead with this trade and confirm and then complete it with selecting buy. If we are beginners, we are new in this space, and we don't know how to decide whether to wait for TP2 or other TP. What you do here is just go with that TP1. Just go with that TP1. But if you can make 1 or 2 decisions, or you think that you have the you don't mind waiting for TP2 in order to increase the risk reward of this trade. The first one, remember that we were risking $37 to make 28 or 20 something dollars, right? Even with selecting TP1. So what you do here, if you feel that the risk reward is not good enough for you, of course, the risk reward here is not up to 1, right? So what you do here is you cannot go and increase your, what is it called again? Your risk amount again. You don't do that. So what you need to do here is probably change the TP to TP2. TP2 is 13.554. Now what do you see here now? TP2 is 13.554. Now that we change to TP2, now what do you think is the risk reward of this trade idea? What do you think is the risk reward? It's almost times 2, right? It's almost times 2. So it's either you go with TP1. If TP1 is giving you a good risk reward, go with TP1. But if it's not, and you feel that your instinct can allow you choose TP2, you can go ahead and then can go ahead and change it to TP2. So most of the times, if the trade ideas are swing trades, you can choose TP3 or TP2. They are swing trades. So we have cases whereby trades idea gets to TP1 today, and then they update on Defiverse that it's a win. Now, then if it's a swing trade, by maybe tomorrow or maybe next tomorrow, you get update again that trade idea has gotten to TP2. Meanwhile, it has already been registered as win or updated as win on Defiverse. Do you get? So the moment it gets to TP1, know that to be updated as win. But that does not mean that the trade idea is not still going forward. Like that doesn't mean it's not still active. So that being said, let me confirm this now. I want you to note another part now. Like the other time when we took trade on BTC USD, we intended risking $5. We eventually risked $7, right? But yeah, XVS USDT is different from BTC USD, right? The rates, their rates are different. Now, we are risking $10 here. And all we need to isolate in this trade idea is what? Is 36.41. You even notice this. So rate for BTC and Ethereum are higher than other pairs, other currency pairs. An example is this correct one. So it means that if you have, of course, let's say your account size is $100, or let's use your account size is 200. It means you are only going to be isolating 36.41 what's it called dollars for this trade in order to be able to take this trade. So it won't be the same for all the currency pairs. For BTC USD, for while intending risking $5 and then eventually risk $7, we were isolating some 7 point something dollars for the trade idea. But now for SVS USDT, even with the fact that we are risking more than risk for BTC, all that will be needing to isolate in this trade will be 36.41, which means that we have advantage of using the remaining available balance to take other trade ideas. Do you understand? So in order to complete this now, let's take note of the available balance. The available balance is 43.095.3 something. Let's ignore that currently. So let me complete the order. I'm going to complete this order by clicking on are we buying or are we selling? We're buying, so I'm going to click on buy and confirm. Now let me refresh. To see if the available balance has changed. Has the available balance changed? Has it changed? Has it changed from 43,095 to 43,058? It has changed because that $6.41 has been removed from our available balance, has been isolated for this trade. So if this trade goes against us, this trade idea goes against us, it means that we'll be risking we'll be losing just $10. Do you understand? Goes away and hits our TP2, making $19.15. So please, if you understand it up to this point, please drop a one chat box. If you understand it to this point, please drop a one chat box. Okay, so this is what I think. There's still a little bit more to this. I don't think we should do that tonight. We don't want to feed ourselves with too much information. So for now, we should, like everything that we are being taught now, let's go and practice it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post past trade ideas on Defi. I'm going to post like up to 10. on the group chat area so that we can all practice with that. Just regard everything as pending, even though they are won already or they are lost trade ideas already. Just use the trade ideas there to practice and drop your answers. Like drop your, I don't mean answers, this is what I mean. That area, that stop loss, TP and stop loss area that shows expected loss and that shows expected profit. That area, just do the screenshot and then post it. Then we can go from there. What I want to make sure with that is, so what we'll do is let us risk $5 altogether. Let's risk $5 altogether. Yes. So what the part that you are to send is not the first part. After, sorry, pardon. It's not the first part where you see the first part after using your standard order value as your, it's not the first part where you use 100 as your standard order value. It's after when you have changed your order value, after you have calculated your risk management, that part that shows exactly like the amount that you take risking, that part, just do the screenshot and then send it as what's it called? As your assignment, yes. Because what I've noticed so far is if without practicing this thing, let's say after this training section, just leave it and then you plan on going back there tomorrow, you might forget and still not get one or two things right. But for people that have learned this thing so far, the moment they practice it and they're able to do like 2 or 3 on their own, then forget it. They are good with it already. In less than a minute, they'll be able to place trade ideas. So after that, I think there should be another class later on where we'll be explaining how to maximize the leverage 2 year. The leverage 2 year. Now, I said that always start with 10x. Always start with 10x. But that things that you need to do as probably when the trade is approaching TP already. There's a way that you can release some of your isolated amounts, like the amount that was being isolated. There's a way that you can release some of it so that you'll be able to use it for other trades. You get when it means that when trade is in profit already, there's a way to use leverage to your advantage to release some funds back to your available balance. That's what leverage does when it's in profit. I think that class should be another time. First, let us practice how to copy and paste trade using 10x.
Hi guys, I think network kicked him out, so I'll just pause the recording shortly.
Yes, so aside from the leverage part, another thing is when you trade ideas on DevGlass, like people dropping the trade ideas on DevGlass, tell us to, when they say close partial profit. So in next class, we'll be explaining how to use the leverage to your advantage, how to close partial profit, and then how to check our profit and loss, our trade history, what position and others, what they mean. On our next class, I think we should talk about that. Our next class. So I'll be handing over back to Blossom. Thank you, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can. Guys, drop some fire
Okay,
emojis for Coach Sherry for such an amazing training.
Thank you.
Flood the chat,
Let's
flood
stop
the
sharing
chat,
now.
flood the chat. Yes, you can. We're super grateful. So I'll just stop the recording now.
Please send the
Yeah.
PDF file to my WhatsApp.
So
Coach
you
Blossom,
not
I'll also
passed
be
the whole
sending
thing.
I'll be sending. You said?
No, you won't. I wanted you to stop the recording. So
Okay, have I done that?
no, you have not.
Have I done that?
Like you can just stop it.
Okay.